Throne Liberty is getting a big update tomorrow, and now they finally released the patch notes, so let's jump right into the patch notes. So we got the Throne and Liberty update 2.10. So the downtime will begin tomorrow. It's going to be at 10:30 p.m. PT, and then 6:30 a.m. UTC time on March 12th, and lasts approximately 8 hours, maybe 10, maybe 12. We'll see though. But the servers will be probably up by 4 p.m. EU time, and then whatever the calculation for NA time is. It includes Nebula Island, Nebula Island, because people were correcting me in the comments, artifacts, and new solo dungeon bosses and new 3-star dungeons. I covered this earlier. Find the full list of changes below from Grobs. You can check out Grobs' video. It's getting a big shout out from Throne Liberty. So the Nebula Island, or everybody that are excited for, is basically an open world battleground area, right? It's a new inter-server activity. That's pretty cool. It's inter-server. Accessible to level 55 players through the Secret Dungeon Lawless Wilds tab. So basically the Secret Dungeons tab. Player can spend up to 5 hours a week in there with additional time available through Nebula Charge Stones, which you can also buy in the trading house. Also, you can drop. So it's basically like kind of pay to win if you want to spend more than 5 hours in there. The island consists of a central village and 6 distinct regions, including one peaceful zone. So people that don't want to do PP and don't want to get smashed, you can go to the peaceful zone, and 4 PvP zones where PvP is always enabled. So you have to fight for the loot. So a lot of big guilds and GVG guilds and stuff are going to try to control the island, go together, and fight it out. So, but there will be one peace zone. Of course, the peace zone is going to be more crowded than the war zones or conflict zones, but you definitely have to fight for the good loot, right? Player can access various hunting grounds through portals in the central village and collect lesser and greater Nebula zones for exchange for items. Yes. So the island features hourly events and periodic field boss battles and limited participation capacity. So again, you have to fight for it, fight for the loot, fight for the bosses, all that stuff. A new exclusive accessory system called Artifacts is also been introduced specifically for Nebula Island content. Now, quick about Nebula Island, a lot of the good accessory, if you want to make a bunch of Lucent, is going to drop there. Everybody's going to be fighting for that island. Make sure you either go with a really strong guild, or of course you can try to fight it in the peace zone. Next up, we have the artifact system. The artifact system is basically new items that will drop, or like a new system that will give you bonuses. You can put basically stats or attributes on these, and you have to have 2 alike to match the different bonuses. It says right here, redefine your playstyle through unique skills with the artifact item sets. Artifact can be obtained from Nebula Island and Abyss dungeons in Talandre. The system consists of 6 parts, 4 Tally Stones, Soul Stone, Lunar Stone, each with unique stats and effects. There are 14 artifact sets across 3 grades, 2 common, 4 uncommon, and 8 rare. Of course, want to get the 8 rare, with the stats being randomly determined upon acquisition. Player can trigger set bonuses by equipping 2, 4, 6. That's what I said. If you have 2 of the same, or 4 of the same, or 6 of the same, you trigger different effects. But the best thing, for what I've seen for most classes, have 2 of the same of each. You don't want to go for the 6 set. The Solar Stone provides an active skill, while the Lunar Stone grants a passive skill when equipped. So this is massive. The real quick about the artifacts too is it does drop in Abyss dungeons now, which is huge. So you guys can farm if you have saved contracts. If you've watched my video yesterday, I told you guys to save the contracts. If you guys do that, you can do and save it for the artifacts. It's going to be a huge way to boost your stats. You have new solo dungeon bosses, of course. The solo dungeons are rotating now, so we're going to get new solo dungeons. Conquer new solo dungeons like Umbraken, Lionhead for unique rewards on your way to the throne. The ferocity of the beast, the intelligence of the human, blah blah blah. We don't care. We can watch this video real quick though. Like show or literally scroll through this. So basically the same thing. You enter the solo dungeon. Okay, it seems like there's gonna be some new mechanics to this. We have a new maze. Hopefully it's not as bad as the first maze, because that was pretty annoying. You have the train sentinel. Maybe we get new rewards too. That'll be interesting to see. But we have basically new solo dungeons, so it's gonna be dope. 2 new bosses. 1 solo dungeon, 2 new bosses. We have 3 new 3-star dungeon. The Doom Rot Grove. We can enter these dungeons. We'll have new rewards most likely. And by weapons leak, yeah, basically just quickly about the 2 new dungeons. Now, this is what we got to take a look at. we have multi-party races. We now support multi-party raid groups up to 8 and 48 parties. Yes, Vanguard can be created through party management windows. So you can make 48 player parties now that you can have. So if you're joining with your guild and stuff and doing guild events or farming Abyss, it will be really good for it. The player who first forms the raid becomes the initial Vanguard leader and can transfer the role later. Vanguard leaders can adjust party composition and remove members from the Vanguard to just like small stuff. You can join party-based instances such as dungeon or initial trials while in Vanguard. Field boss instances are also unavailable for entry as Vanguard. If the player enters the Dominion Man, they will be removed as a Vanguard. Entering Siege or Tax Delivery event as well will remove all members not in the Vanguard Leaders Guild from the parties. So you can fight sieges, tax deliveries, not field bosses, it seems like, but open world dungeons and stuff with these 48 player parties. I think it's going to be huge. You can heal each other through it. You can heal your guild through it. It's a really good change, this thing. So massive for big guilds and stuff and big parties. So a really good change in my opinion. Next up, we have the name plate targeting enhancements. New targeting features have been added to the large-scale combat. When large-scale combat is activated, the effect is added to emphasize the target's nameplate more. This is really good. Additional options are available in this new setting to customize your targeting experience. So they're making some more changes to the targeting, making it easier to target, making it easier to see. We have the Dimensional Trial Season 1 rewards. Ranking rewards from Dimensional Trial Season 1 will be distributed after the maintenance. The character will have eligible scores prior to server consolidation. Check your mail to receive these items. They're finally giving the rewards, but are they opening it? They're not saying they're opening Dimensional Trials yet. So maybe they're probably waiting for the Rune Strike, right? Which comes in on the 3rd week of March. So no Rune farm until then. Field bosses. All Talondra field bosses will now have their health nerfed by 30% to account for the struggling to kill them in the guild versus guild dominion events. This is big. This temporary measure and permanent future will arrive in a future update. Okay, so they will nerf the dominion and PvP bosses so more people will actually do them with the guild versus guild. Reduce wait time at the start of the field boss. Party formation portals will continue to remain open for 5 minutes. While the boss preparation time after parties have entered, for instance, have been reduced to 1 minute. Now for 5 minutes. This is a really good chance because waiting for 10 minutes for every single boss was giving me a headache. So now it's 6 minutes instead. I still think they should change it even lower. I think they should make like the open time 4 minutes and then 30 seconds for the boss spawn, in my opinion. Field boss Dagon, the boss will now reset properly when the last player dies during his leap phase. Fixed an issue that caused ally players to appear as targetable during Dominion or peaceful events. So small changes to the field bosses. Overall, really good changes. General fixed an issue where the crowd. Okay, so this is the battle pass issue that you can't collect the mission for the battle pass. Weapon Mastery Book has a 30-minute effect duration instead of 20-minute like we had before. We had 20 minutes before. Now we have 30 minutes. So overall, they changed it basically. So now you get 2 mastery books for the same price. Instead of getting one that lasts 60 minutes, you get 2 that last 30 minutes. You can pair it up with the green food that also lasts 30 minutes, right? That's why they changed it. But for some reason they were 20 minutes. That wasn't really good. Golem shapeshifts acquired while on the quest will now remain in the quest area. May not go on adventure to boss fights or other world locations. PvP adjusted the font sign blessing timer for siege and tax delivery. New cooking stuff changes. So the buff icons work properly. The opening Talondra cutscene now only plays automatically once. Thank you. Like, this is crazy, but thank you. Black Anvil Forge fixed an issue that caused team colors to not display when re-entering the Dominion event in the Black Anvil. Small changes to the combat too. We have fixed an issue that caused healing reduction between meteor and focus fire bombs. Fixed an issue that prevented the following. So just overall small changes to like Great Sword and some small fixes. Great Sword fixes the dagger. You can read all of these here. We have Hall of Illusion, fixing an issue that caused enemies to continue to spawn after completion. Painting appeared. Adjusted the water height that caused the player to drop out. Fixed the multiple mismatches between English voiceover. We don't care about this. Updated weapon mastery. We don't care. UI party window. Fixed the display of controller. Don't care. Updated the text. Okay. Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more here. I was expecting them to announce the pouches, if they're making changes to the pouches, the gear that will be dropping from these dungeons and stuff that will be adding to the game. overall, like, they just kind of introduce all the new content. I would wish a little bit more from them, but yeah, this is the content we're getting. We are getting a bunch of content though. Don't get me wrong. I just wish to see what kind of changes they're doing to the loot and stuff, right? But a lot of content coming this week. I hope you guys saved your currencies like I told you to in the last video, because trust me, it will help you guys going into this update. Hopefully the update and maintenance doesn't last for too long. There's also been a few leaks, guys, of the new expansions and stuff coming to Korea, so we're getting more content going forward, probably in a few months. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys are excited for tomorrow. Check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.